And welcome back. Today we have brand new projector that we're going to check out. Yeah, always excited to see what these guys are doing over here. Always pumping out some pretty new and exciting projectors. If you guys are brand new to the channel, consider subscribing. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Always try to get you guys here all the latest stuff. Check the description below because I will leave links to everything. That way you guys can get something pretty solid. So this is going to have 8K video decoding. Now what that means, it's going to have codecs to be able to read the information that's coming through. So if it's like H.265, which is very, very common for 8K, you're going to future-proof yourself. So that way you're set for when Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, when all these apps start pushing higher end video quality, this is going to be able to read it just fine. Now, with that being said, it is a 1.0.1 ultra short throw projector. It is going to have a 270 free projection, Wi-Fi 6, and it's going to have Bluetooth 5.4. You're going to have that autofocus, and I believe this is native 1080p. I believe we'll find out right now in a second. So let's go ahead and pull this guy out. So the first thing is, before I even pull it out, I could tell this is going to be a quality projector. Now this one says it is the HY350 Max, and it is going to be a smart projector. The goodies are going to be right in here, so they just kind of put it inside here on the bottom. Yeah, I gotta say, I love the feel of this thing. This thing feels very good, feels very premium. When I rotate it, it's just very nice and clean how it works. Cool. On the back, you do get a HDMI, USB, the power button, of course, the entry for the power cable, the DC port. Yeah, and it looks like there might be a reset button there also, just in case. And then on the bottom, if you want to hang it, depending on where you're going to hang it, you do have that female receiver there. So, pretty cool. Yeah, just check that out. Always, always, always take the plastic off on this thing. I always have people tell me like, hey, it looks a little blue. Well, it's because you got to take the blue thing off. Okay, what do you get in the box? So you do get the remote. Now this one's going to be a very standard, nothing crazy remote, just very basic. And then you do get a power cable, and then also your instruction manual. So very simple. Let's go ahead and plug this in. I'm just going to show you guys the basics of how this is. And yeah, let's see how it works. Okay, so here we go. When you first turn on the projector, it is going to look a little bit blurry. Now, when you first turn on the projector, it is going to look a little bit blurry. Let it do its thing to focus. It's going to run this whole process of focusing and then balancing the keystone. If it still looks a little bit off, remember your remote does have an option to focus and refocus. So just keep that in mind as you are setting that up. Now, the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that the short throw is not going to be up against the wall. If you have it too close to the wall, then it might be a little bit blurry, so make sure you guys do pull the projector back a little bit. I'm probably about 1.5 meters away from the wall, so not too far. Now, the home screen, some of the stuff here that you do get, Netflix, YouTube, Disney, the App Store. Just to show you guys what the App Store is, of course, don't forget to connect to the network. This is a setting that you have to manually do it, so it won't automatically run when you're setting it up, so you have to do that yourself. Now, once you are connected, I'm just gonna hit the back button here. It's gonna show you guys the recommended, anything that's already updated or anything that's already downloaded, you can see what is updatable. But here's all the recommended stuff that you get. So very simple stuff here, not too many crazy apps. You do have settings. Settings is a very important feature. You can connect your network here. You could also set up some Bluetooth speakers if you like. Projection mode, this is going to be depending on how you have it set up. So if you have it like how I have it, where my screen's in front of the projector, this is the front. This is if you have it on the ceiling upside down. Well, I should say this one's up the ceiling upside down. The other one's going to be behind the screen. So depending on how you have the setting, if you have it behind the screen upside down or just behind the screen upside right, that's going to be your settings. You do have device mode, digital zoom, aspect ratio, autofocus, and auto corner correction. You also have screen recognition and then installation obstacle avoidance. Pretty cool stuff here. Manual keystone reset, tons of options just to make sure your experience is really good. You got language and keyboard. You have your about. Now your about here shows resolution is going to be native 1920 by 1080p. It does run Android 14, which is great. This is a 16 by 2 projector, which is great. 16 gigs of storage and then 2 gigs of RAM. That's pretty nice. So yeah, you can do a local upgrade, online upgrade if it needs it. If not, just leave it alone. As far as others, you have button sounds. If you're maneuvering, you could hear a little pop sound. Screensavers, scheduling off, and then factory settings. You got your date time, and then applications. This is just going to be all your apps. Now, for here, they don't have, let's go to screencasting real quick. They only have a clear cache. They don't have a clear data. So I believe clear cache should clear the data, but this is your clear cache, and then, of course, uninstall. So that's what you're going to need just in case you have any kind of issues. Now, at the very, very bottom, here is going to be all the apps that are installed. So this is everything that you need. The plus, you could add some extra shortcuts. So any extra apps that you have or you like, you could put down there. This is going to be your clean or your clear cache button. Pretty nice. And then the next one's just going to be brightness, Bluetooth, and then Wi-Fi. So when you are first testing this out, when you click on, let's say for YouTube, I'm just going to do a quick test here. When you click on it, it's going to say that you need to install. So I'm just going to go ahead and install it. You can see if you have good network, good Wi-Fi, it's extremely fast. And then let's just go ahead and launch it. Now, the one thing I like to do is I always like to test one of my videos. And then when you first get on here, it's going to say get started. You can sign in with your phone, with your remote, add kids. I'm just going to watch as guest for now. And then I'm going to come here and search for my channel. Now, the keyboard and everything, everything just works really good. It's reading the remote and how I'm clicking everything pretty nicely. So yeah, it's very responsive and easy to maneuver. So let's go ahead and pull up the, oh, here we go. We'll do one of the other videos from this company, Smart Projector HY350 Pro Ultra, and let's see how this looks like. So yeah, there you go. It's coming up. It looks like it's buffering a little bit, and that's just gonna be just based on my network. But just want to pull up the settings just to see how it's coming up, and it looks like it is reading at 4K. So that's what it was doing. It was just switching it over from whatever it was before to 4K. So let's go ahead and let it render for a second and see how it looks like. And then let me turn up the volume. General overall, so that way you guys can see how it works and if it actually does work. So cool. If you guys are interested in this one, check the description below. I will leave a link. And if you guys want the one that I have, shoot me an email, rohasentertainment@gmail.com. There you go. Pretty nice. It looks pretty good. Very vibrant in colors. Let me just test that mouse button. So it's not an air mouse. You do have to use your up, down, left, right. But as you can see, very responsive and very good. This is going to be really good if you have certain apps. I believe this one is not Netflix certified. You do have a Netflix app, so you might need that mouse mode right there. So it's pretty nice. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. The projector works pretty nice. Everything is very responsive. Interface is extremely easy to use. Most people will do something like this and then plug in a Fire Stick, so that way you could add pretty much whatever it is you want. If you want a game, that's going to be pretty nice too. Yeah, everything on this projector is very, very simple. If you want something really easy also for the kids, you don't have to plug anything in. Just use whatever is already built in on this. You can put a kids mode, Disney Plus, YouTube, and then you are pretty much set. So yeah, and then look at the rotation on this thing. It goes all the way around, just depending on how you have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Always try to get you guys here the latest and greatest stuff. With all that being said, you guys take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one.